Ever wonder why some people get noticed in a crowd, especially during those Q&A sessions after meetings and presentations? Well, there's a secret that anybody can do, and it's incredibly simple, yet nobody does it, much less talk about it. Welcome to Learn Something New, where today we're cracking the code on how to transform not just your presence, but also how to create a ripple effect that will benefit everybody in the room. We've all sat through many presentations, lectures, and meetings, and we all know how they commonly end. The speaker opens the floor for questions, which if you've ever been the speaker that asks, "Is there any questions?" You know that feeling of dreading hearing crickets. What if I told you that being that audience member that's the first to raise your hand with a question could change everything? If you've ever sat through a Q&A wishing that you had the courage to speak up or simply want to make a lasting impression, you're in the right place. We're going to break this topic down into digestible sections. With section 1, we're going to unveil the strategy. In section 2, we're going to dive into the main benefits of the strategy. In the third section, we're going to dive into a 3-step guide on how to craft a great question. In section 4, we're going to talk about some common obstacles, ways to overcome them. Finally, we'll recap what we learned. Part 1. Unlock the secret to memorable Q&A sessions. So what is this secret? Well, it all comes down to being the very first to ask a question. That's the big secret. The key is being the first to ask a question right when the floor is opened for questions. Now, this brings multiple benefits, not just to you, but the whole group. It's not just about breaking the ice. There's a lot more at play here, and the impact is threefold. Let's break down how being the first to ask a question does 3 amazing things. Part 2. The threefold impact. Here's how taking that single step can transform the entire dynamics of any Q&A session, not just for the speaker, but for everyone in the room, especially yourself. Point 1. The speaker's gratitude. First, imagine the relief and gratitude of the speaker, who avoids the dreaded silence after asking for questions. The simple act of being the first to raise your hand and ask for a question will turn the tide for the speaker. It will create an atmosphere of engagement and positivity. It's incredibly reassuring when someone shows interest right away. It sets a positive tone for the entire Q&A session. Point 2. Relieves the audience. Next, it relieves your fellow attendees. It gives the audience an emotional exhale. No one likes to break the ice, and by stepping up, you're doing everyone a favor, making the environment more comfortable for questions to follow. The audience will be silently thanking you for sparing them the pressure of going first. Point 3. Standing out and creating a memorable impression. And most importantly, if you ask a thought-provoking question that shows you're paying attention, you will be remembered. This is your chance to stand out, make an impression on the speaker, and potentially open doors for future opportunities. If your question is insightful, showing you are engaged and thoughtful, you won't just be remembered, you might just be the highlight of the entire session, leaving a lasting impression on everyone. Part 3. Making the most of your moment. Curious about crafting that perfect question? It's not as daunting as it sounds. Listen actively, note key points, and think of what adds value to the speaker, the group, or could spark further discussion. Here's a quick guide on how to make a question stand out. First, listen well. Pay close attention during the talk. This helps you catch important points and come up with meaningful questions. Second, note down ideas. Jot down any questions that come to mind or parts of the talk that intrigue you. This makes it easier to remember what you want to ask later. Third, ask a question with 3 key points in mind. First, make it relevant. Connect your question to something specific from the talk. Second, dig deeper. Aim for a question that goes beyond the basics. Think about how you can explore the topic in more depth. Third, keep it short and sweet. A clear and concise question is more impactful and easier for everyone to understand. Instead of asking a generic question like, "What inspired your project?" you could ask, "Can you share a pivotal moment or a key piece of research that significantly shaped the direction of your project?" This question does a few things well. It's specific, asking for a particular instance rather than a broad overview. It invites the speaker to share personal insight, adding depth to the conversation. It shows active engagement with the speaker's work, indicating genuine interest. By actively listening and thinking critically, you can find a question that adds depth to the discussion, showing you're not just a participant, but a contributor. Part 4. Overcoming challenges to stand out. Now, embarking on the journey of being the first to ask a question in a Q&A session is not without its challenge. Many of us grapple with internal barriers, such as fear of public speaking, anxiety about being judged, or simply not knowing what to ask. So let's briefly unpack these obstacles to arm you with strategies to overcome them, transforming potential apprehension into confident engagement. First is the fear of public speaking, or glossophobia. It's a common obstacle. It stems from the worry of making mistakes or being negatively evaluated. To mitigate this, preparation is key. Preparation goes a long way. Now, there's a common misunderstanding that people rise to the occasion. Now, what actually happens is people sink to the highest level of preparation. That one is worth repeating, so I'll put that quote in the description of this video. People don't rise to the occasion, they sink to the highest level of preparation. If you know something is coming up before attending the session, research the topic and the speaker to start formulating your thoughts and your questions. Practice asking an example question out loud, either in front of a mirror or with friends, to gain confidence in your delivery. Another challenge is the anxiety about being judged by peers or the speaker. Now remember, the act of asking the question demonstrates engagement and willingness to learn, qualities that are universally respected. Most audiences and speakers are supportive and appreciative of the initiative to ask the question. Focus on the value you're adding to the discussion, instead of the potential judgment from others. Finally, uncertainty about what to ask can be paralyzing. Now, to overcome this, actively listening during the presentation, noting down key points, intriguing ideas, or anything that isn't clear will not only help you craft a relevant but insightful question, it will also ensure that you're fully engaged with the material that's being presented. While the path to becoming the first to ask a question in a Q&A session can seem daunting, understanding and addressing these challenges head-on can significantly enhance your public speaking skills. By preparing thoroughly, focusing on the positive impact of your question, and engaging actively with the presentation, you can turn this into an opportunity for personal growth and professional development. So there you have it. Understanding the power of being the first to ask a question is an untapped resource for making meaningful connections. Impressing speakers, enhancing your personal brand is a simple strategy with a triple impact: making the speaker happy, easing the audience, and setting yourself apart. Try it at your next Q&A session and see the difference it makes. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and ring the notification bell for more future insights. And speaking of making an impact, check out these 2 books I have linked in the description. If you like this topic at all, you're going to love these books. The first book is Quiet: The Power of Introverts in a World That Can't Stop Talking by Susan Cain. And Crucial Conversations: Tools for Talking When the Stakes Are High by Carrie Patterson. The links in the description are Amazon affiliate links, so by using them, you're showing extra love and support to this channel. Thank you for using the Amazon affiliate links in the description below with these 2 books. I really appreciate you joining us on this journey to unlock secrets of effective communications. Remember, your voice has power, use it wisely. And if you want to learn more about how to use your voice to increase your influence, check out the videos in the playlist at the end of this video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.